Mega Man Legends is a very unconventional Mega Man game that came out to PlayStation in 1997 and got a Nintendo 64 version in 2000. The Nintendo 64 version is just called Mega Man 64 and frankly looks, runs and controls a lot better at the cost of much worse sound quality. But I'm only gonna talk about Legends on the PlayStation. In Mega Man Legends, the world is covered by water, with only a few islands inhabited by humans who depend on ancient tech and energy resources salvaged by diggers. Diggers explore underground ruins infested by hostile machines called river bots and traps, usually doing the salvaging as a team. Mega Man Walnut and Roll Casket, the two protagonists, are a digger and a spotter respectively. Spotters are like remote support providers who map the ruins from outside and keep communicating with the digger during the treasure hunt. As such, the game does involve exploring a lot of ruins, opening treasure chests and shooting enemy machines. The treasures can contain money, artifacts that you can donate to a museum, or machine parts Ro can use to create secondary weapons and permanent upgrades for Mega Man. The money itself can be used to upgrade secondary weapons or buying items and other kinds of upgrades in junk shops, like increasing your life gauge or stocking energy canteens. You can also buy buster parts which function like the equipment you use in Japanese RPGs, affecting modifiers for your buster shots. It's essentially a 3D Metroid style game since all the ruins are connected and you do find yourself backtracking quite often to explore areas you couldn't reach before. The main barrier of entry in this game is a steep one. The game looks like a third-person platform but controls nothing like one. Maybe I haven't played that many Saturn and PlayStation games with a full 3D movement, but I'm almost sure there aren't that many games that control like Mega Man Legends does. It uses tank controls, but unlike in games like Resident Evil, you can't easily move forward or backwards while also changing directions. You have to turn first, then move. You can only do both while strafing, which is really hard to get used to. And the worst of all is this game is not compatible with DualShock. You have to use the D-pad to move around and the L1 or R1 buttons to strafe. There is a target lock-on feature that kinda helps. Walnut here might feel super sluggish to control, but once you get used to it, the game reveals itself to be stupidly easy. You're never asked to have great reflexes, and boosting your stats to make every boss die quickly is super simple. All you gotta do is boost your damage to the max using buster parts, then go for as much range as you can. That alone makes buster shots very broken. Secondary weapons are a great idea on paper, but the game is very poorly balanced. Two of the secondary weapons are not actual weapons, but utility tools like a vacuum that absorbs enemy loot from far away and a drill that destroys cracked walls. Most of the actual weapons are simply not worth the trouble when upgrading your buster already makes the enemy encounter very easy. The only two secondary weapons worth using are only available when you're getting close to the end of the game, and upgrading them costs so much zenny it takes several days just grinding to afford it. And well, the game itself can be completed in 1 or 2 play sessions if you know what you're doing. Legends has a very comfy, nostalgic 90s Saturday morning anime vibe going for it. If you were into anime from the 90s, you will feel right at home. Just mind the campy character script and very hit or miss voice acting. Sometimes it sounds terrible and cringe, other times it sounds like the voice actor was legitimately having a lot of fun with the character.
Oh, forget it! Who cares what this feeling is? It's all his fault! His fault! How dare he! I'll teach him not to mess with me or my kids!
I mean, it might take some money, but who cares? I'll use my ultimate digging machine, the Moral Wolf, to dig up the treasure myself! And I won't let any little blue boy get in my way either!
Like most plots in Japanese adventure games, it gets darker towards the end, but overall features a very easygoing and colorful setting. It drops some bombshells of world building in the last hour, which ties in with the sequel Mega Man Legends 2. While the game is incredibly short, there are a lot of side quests to complete, a few which you can fail permanently on. None of it is difficult to complete though. I think this game has a lot of charm that makes up for its near-complete absence of challenge. Exploring ruins for treasure is oddly relaxing, and the setting being so compact makes the city of catalogs and its NPCs become very familiar in a few hours of playtime. I really want to say it's an easy recommendation, but if you didn't get in contact with the PlayStation 1 era graphics while growing up, it might be hard to look past the sloppily put together textures with the scenes popping up all over the place, the humans who look like blocky mannequins, And above all, you need to put up with a weird control scheme. If you don't mind dealing with very muffled audio, you're better off playing the N64 version, but the controls will be a bit less of a struggle. Either way, the content itself is the same.
I mean... Not bad.
Thanks for watching and take care.